Okay, any notebooks or anything that you would like to have, please keep it close by because I would prefer you to write it in your notebook and then post it in the chat box, whatever activity that we are doing, especially for the references. Okay, so that it will be with you as reference. Okay, right. So we are starting today's session. Today it's session 5. It's on academic writing. So last time we saw about journal writing. So the objectives of today are listing the features of academic writing, recognize the essential requirements of academic writing and referencing, practice academic writing, compare and contrast peer observation with mentoring. Okay. So based on your last week's feedback, there was one question that was asked, difference between evaluation and analysis, and more examples on journal writing. Please understand journal writing is something that you do personally. Okay, so it is a diary. It's something like a diary entry. Today's session, yes, to the maximum, we will give you an examples. But academic writing, yes, we can give you example because it's going to Cambridge. But journal writing is your personal writing. The things that you have to follow is Gibbs reflective cycle. Now coming to what is evaluation, analysis and evaluation. When you look into your class, okay, if you have, for example, 25 students in your class and you find 5 students have not understood what you have taught or they were not able to recap or respond in any way to whatever you have taught, okay. Now, when you are asking them specific question, there will be areas that they are answering, there will be areas that they are not answering. This identification of areas that they are not able to answer is called as analysis. It's called as analysis. Your identification of the areas that your class students were not able to answer is called as analysis. After that, you make a judgment call. Okay, the judgment call of why exactly that learning did not happen. Remember, not from the student's end. Student's end that you do is analysis. Evaluation is from your teaching perspective, where exactly you have gone wrong in teaching. Okay, what is that that you have not drilled down correctly or you have not seen that it is reaching correctly? That is the evaluation part of it. Okay, you're clear? So the judgment call that you make is the evaluation. What you identify in your classes, okay, what area, what level, okay, that is your analysis. Clear, all of you? So let us now proceed with today's session, academic writing. So I'm going to divide you into 5 groups. Okay, this, remember, only 10 minutes will be given. The 5 groups will be dealing with theoretical underpinning, group 1, critical evaluation, group 2, reflective writing, group 3, analysis, group 4, and academic convention, group 5. Please read through and in the same order, you will be presenting your understanding. Okay, I'm just sharing what is to be done. So group 1 is theoretical underpinning, group 2 is critical evaluation, group 3 is reflective writing, group 4 is analysis, group 5 is academic conventions. Okay, 10 minutes will be given. After that, today it's a very time constrained session, so please do stick on to the time constraint. So 2 minutes only will be allotted per group for presentation. Okay. Okay, your breakout rooms are ready.
Sir, I have to be in the, ma'am, I have to be in group two, ma'am. Ma'am, I have to be in group two. Ma'am, I have to be in group two. I don't know. I came to the main session. Can you please send me to group two? Mhm.
Sai, the Sharmila joined. I didn't get to see.
1 minute, madam.
Maybe breakout room లో ఉన్నారేమో సాయి because now
Yes, yes.
nobody's. When they come back, we can check on.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sharmila ఉన్నారు మేడం.
ఉన్నారా? And then
రూమ్ 3 లో
Malika.
ఉన్నారు.
Uh,
రూమ్ 3 మేడం.
Sinduri?
1 minute. No, లేరు మేడం.
లేదు. Okay, fine. I'll just put in the group, Miss Sundari. Malika Bashira కూడా లేదనుకుంటా. They haven't joined, right?
కూడా రాలేదు మేడం. అవును అవును.
Okay, dear.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. is this in I4? May I know the name?
Ma'am,
Okay.
it is me, Sinduri.
All right, Sinduri. Just try to log in your system now. Sudha ma'am, she had an issue with the link somehow. It was buffering a lot. So she took time to join.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so can group one present what is that they have understood from theoretical underpinning?
Yes, ma'am. Sushi ma'am, can you please share?
Yes, I'm sure.
I think Shravanti, who is that who was talking? Voice is very low.
Ma'am, can I share the screen?
Yes.
Yes, please, you can.
Okay. So here, theoretical underpinning. So ma'am, Manjari ma'am, you can go ahead.
Yes, I'll just cover the first 3 points, ma'am. So we are talking about, first of all, understanding the theories. In the
Mhm.
theoretical underpinning, the first point is the candidate should demonstrate how the different theories and the concepts and the principle apply to the professional practice. So this we are talking about, let us take the example of the socio-cultural theory. In fact, the socio-cultural theory, which is the role of the students, they are able to interact with the society, and they are going to learn many things from the society. So that's what I understood from the theoretical understanding of the theories. Now the second point over here we have is the engagement with the theory. So they should engage deeply with the current educational theories. That means the students should engage deeply with the current educational theories and explain why this theory influencing their teaching approach, in fact. So in this case, in fact, the teacher should give a real life examples, the real problem which so that students are they are able to connect with the real problems, and they will be able to understand the theories or the concepts better. So this is about
Okay.
the engagement with the theories. The third thing is the practical examples. So candidates should provide practical examples on how their professional practice has influenced or changed by the educational theories they have studied. So over here also, let's take, in fact, the example of Piaget's, development theory, where the different stages of a child, in different
No,
stages.
we'll go
child-
into theories later, Manjari. I'm sorry,
Okay.
because now we have that session. So
Okay.
let us not go into dwell into theories. Just give us the understanding what is meant by theoretical underpinning.
Okay. So over here, ma'am, the third is the practical examples where the candidate should provide the examples of how their professional practice have influenced and changed their theories, whatever they have studied. So these are the
Okay.
three things I have understood. Next, Khushi will take over.
So ma'am, here theories, what I understood is like theories means like how people learn and how teaching should be done. So here proper referencing. Here the proper referencing is like when referencing theories, candidate, like we must provide full details of the authors and resources. Like it will be helpful. Like if
No,
theories in
just
your
give it. We will be practically doing it, Kushi. That's why I
Okay.
said 2 minutes.
Okay.
That's the reason I'm restricting.
Okay. Then it becomes upon exploring theories. So we have to mention the clear details so that it is helpful for others. Exploring theories, like we have many resources, like candidates are encouraged to explore a wide range of educational theories, like from all kind of resources or your own thoughts also, including local and cultural theories relevant to their region, like UK, USA. There also we can see the implementations. Those also we can take. So going these 2 points, ma'am will explain.
Ma'am, next one is meaningful connections. It's important to make clear meaningful connections between educational theories. These meaningful connections are related to the student and teacher, and as well as peer connections also.
Oh, no, it's not that connections, Mukabika. It's not that connections they're talking about. What in your class you're observing, okay, what is happening in your class. that you have to connect it with the educational theory that has been researched. And it need not be one theory that you're connecting with. You can connect it with multiple theories, and your perspective also changes when you do it. Like further in the document, I'll tell you, like your connections in the class, what is happening in the class must be related to the theories. You should be making connections with that, right?
Okay. Okay. And next one is impact on practice. Candidates should identify and provide evidence of how specific theories have directly impacted and transformed their professional development and practice.
Okay, yeah. Can you stop sharing? So a gist of that I'm just going to give here. When we talk of theoretical underpinning in your academic writing, it means that whatever theories you're learning, remember you are supposed to read at least 1 hour every day. Now, this week you're not getting any books, but next week onwards you will be getting books. Okay. So I will be specifying some pages, but it will be good if you can read the entire book and make your journal notes out of those books. Okay. Now, when you're making those notes also, so something happens in your class. So as you're reflecting, you connect with certain theories that you've already learned. So that you will be looking into, and you will have an insight into, okay, this is how this theory is actually happening impacted your class. Next time onwards, wantedly or no, like it is something that you do with lot of consciousness. Now, earlier it was an unconscious effect. Next, it will be a conscious effect that you're doing, impact that you're doing in your classes. These you will be mentioning in your academic writing. Okay. The next group, please, you can start. Yours will be on reflective writing. No, sorry.
No,
Yours
critical
is on
evaluation.
critical evaluation. Critical
Yes, ma'am. Critical
evaluation.
evaluation.
Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am. So
Yeah.
I would like to take a few points about the critical evaluation. So if we have to critically evaluate something, which means if we have to determine the strength of our topic or the evaluation, what we have to do is we have to first take the judgments about the significance, effectiveness, and impact on decisions, which means how important it is and how it is going to affect in our class or in the further sessions, and how its impact is going to be on our decisions. Like if I take some decision, how it is going
Alicia,
to be
no,
in
no,
future.
give me only the gist. Give me only the gist. Time is not sufficient. Make it very short.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The next one is we have to identify the strengths. How do we identify the strength? Is by taking the feedback from various sources. It might be online sources or the peer observations or anything it could be. And the next one is we have to analyze through own perception how we are seeing it, and even we have to consider from the student's eyes also how my student is seeing. These are the 3 points I'm taking, ma'am. Next, Saujanya ma'am will continue.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Sajan.
Good morning, ma'am. So here, candidates should consider how the learning environment we create impacts on the quality, effectiveness of teaching and learning. And here, we even talk about if you are evaluating even, are we implicitting the moral, ethical, and political assumptions? I mean, based on this, we even go ahead with the evaluations. And also, are we reflecting, are you influencing the practice both positively and negatively is also a point here. And also here, candidates might reflect on the way in which power undergets. This clearly means that thinking critically about how power dynamics influence the way education is constructed. That means by being a fundamental part how education is organized and conducted. And also we can use Gibbs reflexive cycle or the Cobb's reflective cycle to organize the actions clearly. And also candidates may need guidance. We need the guidance to ensure they do not use the word limit, just telling the reader the story of what happened, what
I
and
think
how.
that is not your group's work. Yours is only critical evaluation. The next group will do into the reflective writing part of it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, so
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, it is only critical evaluation you will have to do that part. Okay. Okay, to anything else you want to add, Saujanya?
Ma'am, here the word undergirds, here it represents, this means the support or form the foundation of something by being the fundamental part of how education is organized and conducted.
Right.
So,
Ma'am, to
Now,
add on to it, can I continue, ma'am? The second group only.
yes, please make it fast because 2 minutes is
We will
done.
also be using relevant examples in the classroom, ma'am. Like most challenging incidents will be spoken in the class and also why they are interesting. And next, we will be able to identify next, because we have the teaching that now we understand this new understanding happening, so that accordingly we'll be able to evaluate. And also we will be, we will encourage ourselves to use those experience in the evaluation. Next, it's basically a new understanding, ma'am, when we evaluate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're doing your critical evaluation, remember what theoretical underpinning was. It's about understanding the theories and relating to your classes. Okay. When we come to critical evaluation is understanding the perspective from the author or the researcher who has written the article, understanding the perspective from your mentor's side, understanding the perspective from your student side, what you have taught, how they have learned. Okay, now remember, it is not their understanding, it is your understanding how your students are learning. Okay, fourth one is your own idea of what exactly has transpired in the class. So you will be comparing and contrasting every way that you're teaching and relating them to the theories. And you will also, so sometimes what happens, the theories would have worked in a certain situations. It may not have worked out in your situation. Okay, so you can even critically evaluate that and you can write that this did not work out for me because the conditions were different from this particular article. Okay, so or this particular journal, from there it was different in my condition, so this did not work out, but this one I think would have better worked out in my case. So this is how your critical evaluation must happen. Okay, right. The next one, next group on reflective writing, group 3.
Yes, ma'am. Reflective writing. In reflective writing, we have to discuss our personal experiences, how we have conducted the lesson, and what are the questions we have faced, and how we have responded to that, and incidents which are happened in the process of learning, teaching and learning. And while we are doing writing this reflective writing, we have to use the words like I, me, and my.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. I would like to take up the things. Like it is always good idea for the candidate to use a recommended and structured reflective cycle to organize their reflections and their actions and experience, like called reflective cycle and gives reflective cycle. Basically, this reflective cycle will always help us in learning, from our mistakes, personal growth, and also for the professional development. Candidates may also need guidance to ensure that they do not use a word limit, like how we had experience last time. Like we shouldn't just say it in a word. We have to describe how we felt. So basically, we can use this word like what was our experience and how we experienced it. These can be given in a deep explanation and reflective cycle.
See, what they mean by word limit is you will have a word limit for your assignment, but just because to fill the words, please don't go with what. That is what is meant there. Okay. You are supposed to write in 800 words and you do not have something to write. You start elaborating on what happened in the class. That should not be the case. An instance is taken and you think deeply on why it happened, how it happened, when do you think it happened, if it was another time, will it have happened? So these are the things that you're supposed to answer. That is what is meant by the word limit there. Yeah. Next.
Yes, I would like to add on, ma'am.
Yes, Parveen.
This is Parveen here, ma'am. Yeah. Ma'am, here reflective writing gives us the opportunities for the professional development, because there we have to check our analysis, like SWOT analysis, also a strategy where we can apply this, ma'am. And also it helps us for us to develop professionally. We can seek for the opportunities to develop ourselves, as well as we can take the peers help the like feedback and also the students' feedback. So this will help us to develop professionally, ma'am.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, only 3 members in this group? Okay. So in this particular reflective writing, remember you're going to follow either Gibbs or Coates. Okay. But remember, emotion is a very strong part when it comes to your evidence of reflection, not in your evidence of learning. Evidence of reflection, you will have to state your emotion, your students' emotion, as well as when the classes are going on. And second part is when you're writing, okay, do not limit yourself to the explanation of what happened in the class. Also think about how exactly it impacted the students' learning. And when you're writing about that also, you should also connect with your theoretical underpinnings. Whatever theories you have learned, you have to connect it to your reflective writing. Okay. Along with that, along with this, towards the end in Unit 3, how it has impacted you and your role in your school. Okay, that is a very important part that you will be presenting it towards the end of the module. That is Unit 3. You will be presenting in your reflection how it has actually impacted your role in the entire process. Okay, in your school, right? Yes, Group 4.
Yeah, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. So I would like to have few points on analysis. So analysis, as you have told initially, that it's an identification of the areas where the learners are not able to answer. So in this context, like we have to involve a careful study, like of something that we learn about its parts, what they have done, how they have related to each other. The candidate should have some key elements, ma'am, of their professional practice and examine like why they are important to their development as an educator. So here we should not, we should avoid simple gathering and sharing the information which was unfocused way. We should always seek to provide like valid and reliable evidences from different information, like different sources where we get it, and explain its relevance and how it is significant to do our assignment. So
Yes.
it's very important, like how much it is important to us to put it in the assignment. And also we should encourage to analyze the similarities and what are the differences between the ideas, what we have read, and also what is our own professional context in our profession, how we are implementing this. Okay, and then also, ma'am, this always when we write the analytical writing, it's very important to have a synthesis. Means the synthesis means bringing the different sources of information, gathering them, okay, their ideas, and then we have to construct our own ideas. And always there should be a logical.
Can I pitch in? Yeah.
Yeah.
Avanti, okay. Synthesis, like we add all that we do in reflective writing and critical evaluation. Like if I give an example, if we have chunks of good, we break it down. That is analysis. We add something to it from our experience in the class and like from the theories that we have learned and make a laddu. That is called synthesis, where we add on everything and make a synthesis of it. That is our presentation. We synthesize everything and present it. So successful analytical writing means logical connection between the different elements that we have learned, experienced, and we have interpreted. Yes, now Aarti, I think, can do the rest of it. Aarti in our group.
Yeah, ma'am. Should make logical connections between the different sources that help them shape and support their ideas. They have different ideas, ma'am. We have to support their ideas also, ma'am.
Aarti, it is not they, it is about you. Please understand, it is not about them. Okay, you should be able to, as a teacher, make logical connections between different sources.
Different ideas.
Yeah, and to have you give a shape to it. Remember, you're studying different theories. You can stop sharing. You're studying different theories. How you are connecting those theories and what evidences you're providing to support them is what is very important. Yeah. Next group, last group. Academic conventions. This is a very important part because this particular, the last batch had problems with this area. So I request all of you to please look into this part very carefully. Yes, please make it fast.
Ma'am, I hope so. It's, I mean,
Yes,
seen.
yes.
Yes, ma'am. So we are starting with guidance to citation and referencing. First of all, we need to understand the difference between both, ma'am. So when we are talking about citation, it is a brief reference within the text to the source of information, whatever we are finding, or the ideas that we are using. So it may typically include the author's last name or the publication year or something like that, just as an example. And reference, when we are talking about, it is a detailed list at the end of a work, which provides us the complete information about all the sources which are cited in the text. And the next thing is there are certain guidance which have been provided for these things. First of all, the first thing is candidates need to avoid contractions like the short forms that we are talking about. Example, isn't or didn't. So we have to use the proper full form. I mean, the word like did not or is not. And the next one is we should not use popular phrases or the glitches in the portfolio, ma'am. That we have to always keep in mind. And the phrases are something like in a nutshell, like, you know, that is those examples has been given. So we should not, we should avoid those sort of things. And we should avoid casual everyday words like okay, maybe, because this is something which is very formal, what we are putting into. So we should avoid any casual words. And the most important one is where we are talking about using abbreviations and unabbreviated words. So first, when we are talking about any particular, when we start with the sentence, we should always use the unabbreviated form of that particular word that we will use. And a very good example has been given, like an article in the Cambridge Journal of Education. So Cambridge Journal of Education, we should mention it in an unabbreviated form and also put the abbreviated form after that. And in the follow-up sentences, we can after that use the unabbreviated form, abbreviated form. So that is what we can do that. So initially the unabbreviated, then the abbreviation can be used. So now Neelam or Tehsin.
I would just like to add
Yeah.
on, ma'am. Actually, to start with, academic conventions refer to the established rules, or it's like a set of rules that we should agree to follow when communicating our ideas, research and findings, and presenting our work. And some key aspects of academic conventions are citation and referencing, as ma'am discussed. So we should properly cite.
We will come into it. Please take on to what is in the document, right?
Okay,
We'll
ma'am.
come into
About
reference
accuracy and
when it
attention to
gets done.
detail, we should ensure accuracy in data calculations and notations, and there should be clarity and also precision. And we are also supposed to use clear and concise language to convey a message, and also it should be consistent. The formatting, the heading, and our style throughout the work should also be consistent. And we should avoid plagiarism and ensure that our work is original. And also there should be transparency in our research methods, data, and findings, ma'am.
Okay.
Rest, Neelam ma'am is going to continue.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. Now, when we are writing our reflections, then we should be using past tense because it is our reflection which are used before. But suppose in our reflection, we are using a theory, you are referring a theory is valid. So it will be written in the present tense. Like suppose like I felt that, but according to this is
not I felt. For example, as someone said about Piaget, you will write Piaget proposes that, the child
Piaget.
development theory. So it has to come in the present tense because the research paper is referred today. So in the present, right?
Yes. Then when writing the reflection, we should not be using complex languages which others cannot understand. It should be very simple, straightforward English.
Yes.
So, and when we are writing, we should make our points very clear in what we want to convey with proper evidence. Like suppose I want to write a reflection about my class and I have to give this girl, like this is the situation which happened. And it should not be very vague, like when we are writing our reflection. So that's all.
Okay. So here there is one point. See, many of us, because we are basically rooted to our culture or something, we prefer Sanskrit slokas to be on the top. Kindly avoid it. Okay, because the reason is this is going to be it's similar to a research paper where you're experimenting and you're actually doing your research. So kindly avoid quotes or things which are not research proven. Okay, that's what cliches means. Actually, you should not be writing something that is not evidently proven. Okay, and when you're writing also, please maintain your past tense if it's a reflection and it is something that you're planning to do after you're reflecting. I will be doing this in future. That means you're going to go to a future tense. Remember this part very clearly. Okay, so this must be, when you are presenting itself, you should have that clear idea of how exactly you will be writing. Okay, when you're writing your learning, it has to be your planning, how exactly you planned the class and implemented the class. When it comes to reflection, mostly it will be in the past tense when you're reflecting, and what you will do in the future will be in the future tense. So please understand this difference when you are writing, right? And you can always keep this academic fact sheet so that for quick reference, and your referencing guide also that we have shared, keep it in hand so that you can refer. And in case you are confused with the reference, okay, you are not finding the right way to write it. Remember, the theories are covered in multiple research papers. You can take any other research paper or research publication which is very good with references to mark it as your paper. Okay, do not for the citation as well as for referencing. Do not use references which you are not clear about, where you find referencing difficult. Okay. Now I will share a video on quotes and phrases, how you have to use. Now, till now, what we have seen is how you have to write. Now, if you're taking certain phrases from a particular research paper, or if you are paraphrasing, you want an entire paragraph, you cannot take it and write it as such. You will have to paraphrase it. How to go about doing it, we'll see in this short video.
My name is Julie Stigmeyer, and I work with the Writing Studio at Concordia University, Irvine.
Can you hear, all of you? Yeah.
Today I'm going to share a quick writing tip as part of a series so you can incorporate best practices of scholarly writing into your own work. In this video, I will discuss whether paraphrasing or quoting is better for academic writing. So what's the difference between paraphrasing and quoting? Paraphrasing restates another's idea in your own words, whereas quoting uses the exact words of the author with quotation marks, and both of these require citation. In most academic writing, particularly at the graduate level, paraphrasing is preferred because it gives the writer flexibility. You can summarize by condensing a large amount of research. You can synthesize, pulling together ideas of many researchers, as in a literature review. You can also compare and contrast data. In other words, you can incorporate research into your writing in the ways that best suit the goals of your project. In short, paraphrasing shows your credibility as a scholar. It also shows your reader that you have understood the material well enough to critically evaluate it. So is it ever good to use a quotation? While quotations are typically limited in scholarly writing, you may want to use them in select instances. First, you may want to include an exact definition or terms from a definition. You retain these words so that you can comment on the definition itself. You also may want to utilize a quotation to capture an author's memorable or special wording. However, it's usually a good idea to use only essential words from the quotation. A rule of thumb I like is limiting quotations to 5 to 6 words and then weaving them into the wording of the sentence. and then also avoiding block quotes of 40 plus words. Here's an example of how to incorporate this into a sentence. This says, according to Zhao et al., engagement can be secured without trust, which is an essential element of servant leadership. This is a short quote, only 6 words, and woven naturally into the sentence. To summarize, first, it's important for academic writers to paraphrase most of the time because of its benefits, which also means it's helpful to limit use of quotations, especially block quotes, unless this is a specific guideline for your writing project. So where can you get
So now we'll have another group work. Okay, this is another group work. I'll divide you into 4 groups now. Okay, group 1 and 3 will be reading the material on long and short quotes. Okay, 2 and 4 groups will be reading the material on paraphrasing. Okay, odd will be doing on long and short quotes. 2 and 4 will be reading the material on paraphrasing. 1 minute, let me share this in your chat box and then. Yeah, so I'll divide you into 4 groups now. Got it?
Just check your chat box. I just messaged you.
Okay, so all of you are back. We'll take a 5 minutes break. 10:33 it is. To 10:38, we'll take a break and we will be coming back. Okay, then we'll have the presentation. Okay, take a 5 minutes break and come back. Yeah, if you're ready, you can come back. Yeah, group 1 can do the presentation. Group 1. Yes,
Is she,
yes.
ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. I would like to present a few points on how to use the long and the short codes. The first one here, we'll be learning about how to use the long and short codes, ma'am, when it is to be applicable and how to incorporate them effectively in our writings and how to reference the codes correctly by the University of Reading Study Advice team, ma'am. And here, what are codes? Codes are writing the exact words from the sources and then where we have read and use them in our work. So why should we use, what is the purpose of codes? So at times, no ma'am, when we are writing in our journal or in a portfolio, we use lots of codes, which is not required. So we need to think the significance and the meaning of the quote, and then only we have to interpret accordingly. Adding of too many quotes like gives an impression to the reader that you have, you know that what others are saying, and you would be in the danger that your own words will be missing there. Like paraphrase will be missing there. In your word, your own interpretation will be missing there. So the reader will be in wondering like what point exactly she was trying to make will be missing when we keep lots of quotes in our writing. So we should be very careful when we are writing the quotes, keeping our quotes in the journal. And it should be always short and crisp. Do not make too many of quotes when you are writing. And my friend will be carrying on.
Shravanti, time.
Yeah, ma'am.
Your group, any other member would like to present?
Yeah, ma'am. Where
Yes,
to use the
ma'am.
quotes?
Yeah.
I would like to add over, ma'am. Mine is like using quotes effectively in writing and deciding when to use the quotes. So as quotes play an important role for an effective writing, so we should use quotes to support our arguments or our points. And we should also set quotes apart from our own writing with quotation marks or indentation. And also we should use quotes to add emphasis or highlight a key phrase. And also we should use quotes to provide evidence or credibility. And also to add a variety to our writing. And with regard to deciding when to use quotes, we should use quotes when the original wording is important or memorable. And also we should use quotes when you want to highlight a key phrase or a sentence. And also when you want to add emphasis or to support a point.
Tehseen ma'am, anyone else would like to? Because
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Here is my
ma'am,
topic is
sharing.
using short quote and long quotes. In short quotes, we have 4 things to include. One is author's name, year of publication, page number, and quotation marks. And in long quotes, we need to use author's name, year of publication, and page number. It is little slightly different from short quote. That is, we have to use instead of using the big text and all, we can intend it in a paragraph form by using the quotation marks.
Okay. But avoid long quotes, because
Yes, ma'am.
Cambridge does not prefer long quotes. Yes.
Exact wording, always we should use the exact wording, including the punctuation of the quote, if any. And if you skip any parts of the sentence in the quote, if you are going to miss any part, then we have to use ellipsis. So it gives the impression that you have left some words in the quote when reader is observing.
Okay. Yes.
So giving the summary of it, like we have to use quotes only when they are really important. And always add your own explanation to help readers understand about it. And also
Very
like
good.
follow the
Yes.
rules for formatting quotes and make sure to include all the necessary information about the source in the video.
Okay. Yeah. So quickly, I'm going to go to group 2. Group 2.
I'll share the.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Yeah.
This is about using paraphrases. So whenever we are writing our assignment, we do some theoretical research. And when we are doing it, then we have to give the evidences. This shows the authenticity of our work, that we have actually done the research. And when we we are writing, we have to give the reference to it that comes by the end of our assignment as bibliography. So from where we have taken, that we have to write it in bibliography, not for us only, but for the others also to understand, and for our mentor or teacher who's checking our assignment, they will also come to know that yes, she has done the paraphrasing after understanding the theory part, and then she has written in her own words. And these are the references.
Garima, next, let us go to the next person.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Basically, over here, as Garima ma'am pointed out, understanding of the concept is very much important, because most of the students, they struggle to understand certain paraphrases because they are pretty difficult in their words. So as a result, they are able to simplify and write it down in their own words, understanding the concept. So this is one of the main point of paraphrasing. Next, I'll just ask, yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
the tips of paraphrasing. First, think of the title of paraphrasing. Go through the entire paragraph or the text, not in bits like sentence by sentence and paraphrase it, but read the entire text and think of a title. Then paraphrase it and complete it with a bibliography, that is a cover of the entire thing from where it has been paraphrased.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
and then now Aarti. Aarti?
And we have tried to build a mini codes, ma'am. Purpose and perception of our writing should be the clear, ma'am.
Yes.
Before paraphrasing.
Yeah. Okay. So group 3.
Ma'am, 1 and
1 and 3 are the same codes,
Same,
the
yes.
same this one. Yeah. So I'm asking group 3's perception. Let us make it fast because the next activity is individual. I would like you to present one sample. That's the reason I'm asking you to present. Make it fast.
Ma'am, quotes are the exact words what we read and we use in our writing. And the
Okay.
purpose is we should stop or we should avoid using too many quotes, as Shravanti ma'am was telling. It might lose our originality. What are the thoughts we want to present? We might lose by adding too many quotes into this. So we have to use quote that is very significant, meaningful, and which is related to us, ma'am.
Very true. Very true. Yes.
Ma'am, when to use quotes is it should be quote should be a sandwich quote. It should play the role of sandwiching the point you made and then interpreting or commenting on the quote you have done. So this is how it supports. This quote will support the entire what you wish to, exhibit in that paragraph.
So when we say sandwich quote, it is between your ideas, the quote should come.
Yes.
Okay. Please understand that. Yes. Next. Next person, any other person from your group?
Yes, ma'am, myself. Using the short codes. So while writing the short codes, we generally need to remember 4 things. First one is the author's name, next the year of publication, next one is the page number if appropriate, and number 4 is quotation marks. So while following all this pattern, that means we are actually following the Harvard style of referencing. So our work looks absolutely different if we are following this referencing style, so that the reader is given sufficient information to follow if we are following this pattern. This is the using of short codes. Thank you.
Okay.
Using long words, actually, there will be generally long words can be of 4 lines and they require slightly different formatting. We need author surname, year of publication, and page number. And we don't use quotation marks here in long words. Instead, we should place a quote on new line and indent the entire quote to mark it apart from your own words. This gives reader enough information to follow your trail back to your bibliography and your original material source. And coming to the exact wording, we use exact wording of the quote. We should not modify anything in that, including the punctuation marks also you have to follow. And if you want to, if you wish to miss any parts of that sentence in that particular quote, then we have to use ellipsis so that the reader can know whether that you have missed some parts of the sentence.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Next point, adding words. If we want to add something of our own idea to the code, what we have to do is we have to put it in a square bracket so that it says that it is our own idea, our own point, our own content to that code. And it indicates that it is your work. And coming back to the summary of whole this long and short quotes. We have to use the quotation marks mandatorily. And next, we have to use quotes sparingly, not too much, and always comment on them. We always have to give the our comment. What do you do understand about that? Then we have to use the exact wording and punctuation. We should never miss that. And when we are we have to indicate when we are adding or commenting on something. We should not write directly. We should use some indication like square bracket or the ellipsis, how Chaitanya ma'am has said. And that's all about this, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, group 4, Neelam and Preeti.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sharing the slide.
Yeah.
Okay, so ma'am, 1 minute slideshow.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Neelam, you can start.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I will be doing the introduction of the, sorry, excuse me. Ma'am, introduction of the paraphrasing, and ma'am and Sindhuri ma'am will be telling the tips and how to do the paraphrasing. So when there is a difference between paraphrasing and plagiarism, paraphrasing means we are referring, we are giving reference and credit to the person whose ideas or whose things we have taken. But when we are using plagiarism, we are directly picking up and using without giving the credit to that person. So as everybody has mentioned, when using paraphrasing, sometimes we feel direct, we can use it as a quote with exact words of what the person has told. But if we use too many of those quotes, so our own ideas are not visible in our document. So that is why we should be using quotes, but avoiding it as and when it is, because too many quotes won't look good. Then next is in paraphrasing, the main idea is to understand what the person is telling, what the idea is, and then rephrase it and put it in your own words, giving reference to the person who has given the idea or whose idea or document or reference or research work we are using. So this is all about paraphrasing. Now I would like Preeti ma'am to present.
Yeah. So, ma'am, I'll be talking about the paraphrasing steps. So, first of all, we need to know that we have to understand the text properly. So, beginning by thoroughly reading the original text is very important, and then comprehend its meaning. So, that is very important. And this will actually help us to ensure that we grasp the main ideas and the supporting details. The next one is identifying the key ideas where that needs to be conveyed in our paraphrase, and we have to focus on the essential information rather than particular every detail, because paraphrasing will require actually to screen the content and get the core message of the particular information. Then the other one is use our own words. This is very important because first of all, we have to understand the original text and put it aside and try to rewrite the key ideas in our own words. And this particular step will actually ensure that we don't accidentally copy the whole original text and or capture the meaning. So it will help us to capture the meaning using a different structure and use our own vocabulary. So that would be very important. The other one is we have to compare and check. So once we have written the whole paraphrase, we have to compare it with the original text, and this will help us to make sure that the meaning has been kept preserved. Like, we don't alter the meaning, and it should be very accurate, and unintentionally we are not using the same phrase or structure. So this will help us out. The last one is revising. So revising our paraphrase will always make necessary revisions for better clarity and all, and it will ensure that the rewritten content is having a good flow, and also it will reflect our original and meaning without using plagiarism, which our fellow mate has already discussed previously. So now Sindhuri will be talking about the tips.
Yes, ma'am. So while paraphrasing, these are the steps we are actually following. So what tips can be followed to overcome these difficulties is, as ma'am said, we have to read thoroughly the theory, like the original text thoroughly, not just getting into a conclusion by reading just one or two
Can you make it
sentences.
fast?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
and change the structure of the sentences, not just directly picking the sentences in the theories and pasting in our writings, just rephrasing them in our own words, exhibiting our own understanding, and using synonyms and different phrasings. So while we are phrasing, what a synonym can be used for that particular words, so that it should reflect our own understanding about the text. And as ma'am said, a necessary revision about our text to be always reflected. So to conclude all of this, why actually paraphrasing is very much important is to emphasize to emphasize our effective paraphrasing. So if we read, rather than reading the whole paragraph, you should be very, we should read the whole paragraph and conclude our text, and use the mini quotes for highlighting our words, and consider our purpose, of what purpose you are writing this. So we are taking the original author's intent, but that his intention may be differed from ours. So we are only just matching our intentions and reflecting within our words.
Okay.
So, yes, ma'am.
That's it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now all of you will work on, remember your academic skill fact sheet that you have read, the part segment. So individually, I would like you to paraphrase in this Google form. I have shared you a Google form. Okay, paraphrase and submit in this Google form. Can you see the Google form? Yeah. I'll give you 5 minutes time. Now it's 10:55. So exact 11, we will stop. Okay, please let me know if you're able to edit the document, you're able to enter. You have read through the academic skill fact sheet. So please paraphrase only that part, that segment that you have read. Need not do the entire document, only that segment that you have done. Can you please paraphrase and submit? Now, this is the reason I was asking you to be fast, okay? Like today, you'll be doing hands-on also.
Ma'am, if you can just post it in the group, ma'am, I'm not able to open my link. I don't know. Can you please, ma'am, post it?
Sudha ma'am, you're on mute.
I've posted in WhatsApp also. Please
Okay.
check.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, you can start your submissions. Do not write more than 50 words. I'm just expecting you to write only short, this one of your understanding. Some of them have really written very nicely. I, I think I'm not giving the names or anything here, but please read the instructions. It was regarding your theoretical, the academic skill sheet that I asked you to write, not on the paraphrasing part of it. Okay. So some of you have written on the paraphrasing part of it. Okay. So now we can stop the activity. Those who have not submitted, please do submit. Okay. Now moving on. Another activity I'm sharing in your chat box and not go through the sample portfolio that was shared. Okay. And I would like you to individually identify the in-text citation and the mark separately referencing. Okay. This is an example of your academic writing. So you can keep it with you. How exactly you will get, don't worry, from your e-portfolio, you can download a sample for so exemplar works also you can download. But for time being, you can just check this and look at how the academic writing is mentioned with referencing. You can just look at the referencing, how exactly it is given. Are you able to see? Are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Just look at it. Can you identify the in-text referencing and the referencing which is marked separately, given as a separate block below? Can you see? Okay. Can you just give me an example there? What you feel as in-text referencing and what is that give me just copy or paste only the words that is mentioned as in-text referencing and the other referencing. Can you just tell me? Neelam, what is that at Shrivendra says? What is it? Neelam, you're on mute actually.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it is in-text referencing.
Very good, very good. And it is? Yes, Chaitanya, that's also correct. Can you see the quotes also? When Neelam has given, she has given the quotes also. Can you see how it is applied in context in your writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Shampa, correct. That is Bramstead, Brown and Donovan, 2000, P2. You can avoid page numbers because unnecessarily it will increase your word limit. You will not be able to express too much. You can stop with the year. Yes, in McLeod, 2015, that is an in-text referencing. Yes? Right. In text. Now, those references which are marked separately. Now, this is in-text referencing. Can you see? I've blocked it. Can you see? These are in-text referencings. These are the separate references. And this must and should be in alphabetic order. Okay? It must and should be in alphabetic order. Now, read through the guide of referencing and understand how referencing can be done. Just, I'll give you 5 minutes to read through. Okay, then I will give you the links for the activity and you will be making the referencing, not in-text citation. We are asking about the Harvard referencing. Okay, that's whatever, forgot the name. Harvard referencing style that has to be followed. Okay, yeah. So please go through the guide for referencing and then we will do the style.
Ma'am, could you please post the link in the chat box, ma'am?
Guide for referencing.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a document that is shared.
I'll just go through it.
Yeah, it's a document that is shared. Guide to referencing it is. Please see.
Okay.
Yeah. I've already posted in the chat box also. Those who want to download. Please keep this document handy whenever you're writing your academic writing because referencing you will have to follow what is the pattern given here. And please do not take this lightly. Okay. This, if you're not following, sometimes your assignment, which is in the pass category, will be moving on to resubmission. And if it is in the distinction category, it will go to the pass category. Okay. And kindly avoid, there are websites which actually generate you Harvard referencing site, the references, but do not take that because it will not be exactly as per this pattern. Okay, avoid using websites and avoid using ChatGPT. I'll tell you the reason why, because the references that they give, they may use multiple references And no, unnecessarily you will land in complications. You will suppose when you're referring in text, you're supposed to mention only one reference with the year, and the same has to be mentioned in your references. And on all online references, the link must be provided, accessed, okay, and the link, okay, are available online. The link must be provided. If you have completed your reading, please give me a thumbs up so that I can give you the activity. I could see one thumbs up. Others, please do let me know if you have completed. Three, four, okay. Yes. Five. No. Yes, Mukambika, I saw. 6, 7. Yes, Ramanti, I saw yours. Yes. Neelam and Kushi, yes. Okay, right. Okay. I'll share you some websites. Okay. One is book. You can pick out any book that is given in this one. Research paper, you can pick out any one research paper. Remember, it's not common research paper. You can pick out anything. Third one is getting started with guides. Pick any one. All the three referencing, please write it in a Word document and keep it. Okay. How you will be, I'm not asking you to paraphrase or anything. What style or what Harvard style you will be using for writing the names of the books or the research paper. Write it in a paper, Word document and keep it ready. The moment I tell you to post it, you can post it in the chat box. Okay. Right. Any one book, one research paper, anyone getting started with guide you can take for reference. Only 3 I need. Okay.
Ma'am, could you please repeat, ma'am?
See, I have given you a link for the Google Books. Take one book from the list, one research paper, and any one getting started with guide. Okay. Write the Harvard style in a Word document, one after another. Keep it ready. Okay. Once you have completed, once all of you complete, I'll ask you to post it in the chat box. You can start posting because we will be doing a peer review also of your referencing. Okay. Clear all of you? Anyone has any doubts here? Okay. So try it out. In case you're getting stuck somewhere, you let me know. I'll help you. So book and this one are one only. So it's common for everyone. Getting started with guides. Yeah. That also one only I've given. Shravanti, don't write it. Try to do it online in a Word document because no, you will find it easy tomorrow if you have that sample ready-made with you. If you have completed, please let me know. Yes, anyone has completed? Anyone is finding difficulty in doing? Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you are audible pretty much.
Because no one is responding. I was thinking
Yes,
what
ma'am.
happened.
I see them engrossed in the
They are
document
they are
that you have
engrossed in their
given.
reading.
Ma'am, I didn't find the place where on the publication where the place and the press, ma'am, where it is printed.
For which one? Which one you're asking?
How the learning happens. The first link, ma'am. Where can I find that one, ma'am?
You are saying that it is not where exactly it is, this book was published.
Yes, ma'am. Where it is published and the press name. Where can I find it, ma'am?
Okay, you just have to go down. Okay, they have given it as you have to check on the book.
On the book front page.
Yeah,
cover
there
the
are 3 pages that are given. Preview, they have given 53. Remember, 53 pages they have given.
Yes,
In the
ma'am.
second or the third page, it will be given.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Yeah. I'll tell you this loading.
No. Ma'am, we'll put it here or we will just keep it with us?
Currently, you keep it with you. I'll tell you when to put it so that no,
Okay.
we can see that how exactly everyone has done, because I don't want like one person taking it from another. That's the reason.
Okay, ma'am, I'll remove it.
Okay, what is given here is ebook actually. So you don't have a place where it is published. Otherwise, you can write it as Taylor and Francis, London.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, it's an ebook. Can you see there? It's given under the category of ebook. Okay. Italy. Ma'am, it's not the country that we write, Kushi. You have to write the exact place.
Surely, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, the city has to be written. So, no. Taylor and Francis is what I saw. Taylor and Francis, London it is. So, yes, Rutledge is also given there. As you go down, you can see Rutledge also. No, here again, Manjari, UK cannot be. It has to be London.
Okay, London. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
it has to be London.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Otherwise, ma'am, the rest is okay, except the
1 minute, that's what I'm saying. Yes, rest is fine.
okay, fine, fine.
This is the Kushi. This one is the paper, the research
No, ma'am,
paper.
book only I have opened it. In that in detail when I went, it's one of those.
Okay, you have taken another book and you have
Another
written.
book, yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I don't know the link, I'll not be able to tell you. But still, if 1 minute, let me see if it covers all the basic one. Name. Year, where is it? Year cannot be towards the end. Kushi, year must be mentioned after the authors in bracket.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Don't write book title. Saujanya. Okay, you have given what is the book. Okay.
Yeah.
And here again, Saujanya.
Yes, ma'am.
Authors you have written. After that, 2012 should be in bracket, full stop, the name of the book, complete, then the place, Rutledge publication, ISBN and page count is not required. If
Okay.
it's book, ISBN and page count is not required.
Okay. Okay.
Kushi, here one more, place is missing. Can you see that? Academic press you have mentioned, but what
But
is the
place.
place? Place has to be given.
So can we give book titles here, ma'am? I've just mentioned here the book title. So
No, she is given for our reference. So yes. Yes, Ms. Shampa.
Can I post?
Yeah, you can post. You can post. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah.
Ma'am, can you please
have
check
doubts,
whether
so
it is
I'm
correct or
posting.
not?
1 minute. I'm checking Garima's only. I'm checking that. Yes. Seminal works, what they mean in practice, comma, Rutledge, London. Okay. Please don't miss that. Punctuations also are important.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Tehseen, what is this? British standards.
References.
What is the first one? British Standard Institute 2010 BSI.
This is information and documentation guidelines for bibliographic references, ma'am.
See, there are different types of referencing. Okay. You have Harvard, then you have Australian APAC. Okay, so I would prefer you follow only Harvard. Yes, because as far as Cambridge is concerned, only Harvard referencing style is accepted. Neville, this, yes, it's correct. Just a minute. This edition should come after the year, if I'm not wrong. Edit. Just a minute. Yeah, correct. Third edition, it's after. Where is that? Yes, correct. Maidenhead, Open University Press. Yes, that's right. References David Fulton 1990. Full stop. Communication for all. Oh.
Is the paper.
1 minute, Shampa, can you just share me the online link of this particular book, Communication
Yes,
for
ma'am.
All?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll share it to you.
Because if publication and things are given, you have to mention that also. You can say accessed from Google Books.
Okay.
Eurocall review, is it a paper, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Then there will be an author for that paper.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
author for the paper, journal paper, even if it's published online, the authors get the priority, ma'am. First should be the authors. Please look at the referencing one now. I'll just show you so that you'll have an idea.
It is Marziu Crook. So I have to
Yeah,
add his
that
name.
has to be mentioned there.
Okay.
See here,
Hmm.
this is how you will be writing for
Paper.
journal article that you see online. It has to be the authors, then the year, then what is the article about, okay, then available online. What is the journal name?
The Eurocall, ma'am.
Journal name
Eurocall
should come
review
later. Then volume, page numbers. Year again is not mandatory because already you have given available from.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt. Then in this volume also has been given volume 25. So can we include that also?
Yes, you will have to include the volume. Page numbers are not mandatory, but volume is mandatory.
Ma'am, I have given for the same. If you can check, do I need to add something or edit something?
1 minute. I'm just checking this. Let me just check this book and then get back. No, because
Sure.
see, you will have to start with PAN, the name of the authors, ma'am. Shampa, ma'am.
Ma'am.
You have to start with the name of the authors. This is a book actually. So books should start with name of the authors. Then 1990, Communication for All, a cross-curricular skill involving interaction between speaker and listener.
Yes,
then you write, publisher is David Fulton. Okay. Place, I'm just checking. It's Taylor and Francis is the publishers. Republished in 2013, I think so.
Okay.
Okay, 1990, it was published by Routledge. Okay, it was published by Routledge publication. So you will have to write that and the place. Then place we'll have to separately search. You can search in case the place is not given. You can search and you can find out.
Okay, ma'am.
But always the authors come first.
This David Fulton is the author, no, ma'am?
David Fulton is the publisher.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, then after the book it is given, right? That is, they are the authors. Yeah.
Pam and Pam
Yes,
and
yes.
Anne Thomber.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you review?
1 minute. I finished till Garima.
Ma'am, research paper, ma'am.
Yes,
Next
done.
one.
1 minute. I'm just going in a sequence. Sharmila, you have again gone with the name of the article first. That's wrong. Daniel T. Willingham should come first. Okay, then the year, then you will have to put that article name, then second edition. Publisher is Wiley, then with place, what is the place?
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Ma'am, can you check mine too?
1 minute. I'm just going in sequence. Just give me. I finished till Sharmila. Shravanti, yes, yours is correct. Revati, yeah, correct. Rutledge, London, comma, Rutledge, right? Okay. You have reversed it. Publisher, place. So please see that. Shravanti again, yes, it's done. Tehseen, okay. Page 2003, teaching and training. Second, Maidenhead, yes, this is correct. Burkle and Eaton, New Delhi, okay, so it's Indian edition, okay, fine. Petty G. Tehseen, I think you've taken directly from your module guide, don't do it.
Okay.
I want you to do on your own so that you have a practice. Remember, you're not going to use the very same books. You're going to refer multiple things online. So I just want you to make mistakes here so that you don't do it in your assignments. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Research paper, yes, look at advanced. See, whenever you're writing the heading of the papers, okay, you write a, after that, look, L should be capital, at 8 should be capital. So that is the sentence, first letter in upper cases.
Okay.
Yeah. The Eurocall is the journal name.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, volume 25 you have written. Is it available online? Then online, available online link should be given.
Okay, okay. It was rewritten on top of that volume 25, so I've just taken it.
No, you can write that, but in brackets, available online, you will have to give. For all online articles, please do provide the online link. Okay?
Sure. Yes.
Ma'am, 1 second, ma'am. Can you repeat that? What did you say, ma'am? L will be capital, ma'am. Just
It
now.
is called sentence case. You have
Yes,
it in
sir.
your Word document. The first letter of the word should be capital. That's it. Yeah.
For the especially when we are writing the book's name.
Book's
So
name, yeah.
all the words should be
first letter.
The cap.
the first letter should be.
Sinduri, format, Paul, okay. Okay. Yeah, right. No need of these examples and all that. All this is not required. Only till Rutledge Sinduri. Okay.
Yes,
In your
ma'am, got it.
references, in text, remember, you will write only Henrik C. Henrik or Henrik C. Okay. Don't write Carl H. That's wrong. Okay. Always the surname will come and the first name will become the initial for them. C. Henrik to 2024 in brackets. That's it. Okay. When you're doing your in text.
Ma'am, one thing, ma'am, sorry. This you said available online, so it should be in bracket or just straight only?
Available online in bracket and then the link without bracket. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Chaitanya. University, Goro. Now research papers, if you remember, we are not getting any journal. So it is available online. So Chaitanya, please put it as an online link. Okay. Do not miss the online link.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll look at advanced learners, use of mobile devices, English insights interview. Right. Here also Neelam, online link is needed. Rutledge. Alicia, place is missing, Alicia.
Yes, ma'am.
Rutledge, London.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Noted.
Volume is needed. Number 2, that is not required. Volume is mandatory. Right.
Okay,
Research paper, please do put the online link.
Ma'am, volume should be in the bracket or just like that?
No, you can write VOL. That's it.
DOL and then hyphen.
Dot
Okay, dot.
25. Direct 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for research paper and ebook, we have to put the link also.
Yes. If it is an online one, you have to put the link. And try incorporating Cambridge education briefs and Cambridge getting started with guides also. I've already shared with you the site where you get the getting started with guides. So wherever, like for metacognition, reflective writing, you can use those also as references. Okay. Sindhuri Shravanti, fine research paper. They've done, okay. A look at advance, okay, this is done. Okay, mobile devices, yes. Mokambika, you have written that don't write all these details. You have written author name. Now remember, if it is more than 2 authors, you need not write all the author's name. Okay, you can write one author and write et.al, small letters. et.al and then write the year in brackets and start writing the book name or the article name. Okay, and yours is not complete, Mukampika. Yours will come like development and growth. Till that, curriculum development, all those are not related to the book. Then go to the publisher and place, or place and publisher. Okay. Preeti. Preeti, year has come down.
Okay, ma'am.
Year should come after the name. And remember, sometimes you may not get authors, you will get editors. Okay.
Ma'am, here author is mentioned as Carl Hendrick and Robin Macpherson, but
Yes.
the place is not given because it is ebook, ma'am.
Okay, but after their name, year should come.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And publisher anyway will be given. So see that the publisher is added.
Okay.
Whenever you don't have the authors, but they are editors. See, some books that I will be sharing also, you will be getting only as editors. So what you have to do is after the first editor or the second editor, in bracket, you write ED. They are not authors. Remember, they are editors. Okay. In bracket, all this is given in this guide. You want additional reference material, I will give you. It's not an issue. Okay, if you think that this is not enough and you need more, okay, I will give you the samples, but kindly follow the exact pattern of referencing. Okay. 1 minute, Revati.
Ma'am, I have resent it. If you can just check once.
Yeah, Revati, September is not required. 2017, that's it. Okay. Available, once you have written available online, it has to be the link. Okay, it has to be the link. Okay. Now you can also check the sample portfolio page that I've given. See how they have written the reference. Okay, look at the reference, how it is written. But no, earlier it was as per what the content was. Okay, how exactly the in-text referencing was coming. We used to write the referencing. Now it is a bit stern and they've asked us always to put it in alphabetical order to see that it is given in alphabetical order.
Neelam, you want something to check? You have a point?
Alicia. This is a getting started with guide, Alicia. You will have to start with Cambridge. Where did you get this author actually? You don't get that author, right?
Ma'am, under that we have Tenenberg 2016, I thought.
No, 2017 is the one. You can check one minute. I'll just open it.
Ma'am, under the, what are the benefits of peer observation? So, Tenenberg 2016
No,
I have.
that is about the quote.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Just I'll show you one. I understood where you are. See, this is what is peer observation. This is for this quote.
Yes, yes.
Kennedy
Okay, ma'am. Got it, ma'am.
2005, it's written for this quote.
In
Okay.
text, in text.
Yeah,
also.
so you will have to start with Cambridge Assessment International Education.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Cambridge Assessment, just a minute, Neelam. Cambridge Assessment International Education. And then you will have to write about how exactly, what is that you have? Brackets 2017. What was our article on? Getting started with peer observation. Okay. Then available online, give the link of it.
Yes,
okay. Yeah. Yes, Neelam, your doubt?
Yes, ma'am. When we are referring to a volume, do we write V and the volume or VOL?
VOL.
Because
VOL dot.
Dot.
Yeah,
Because
VOL dot.
when I refer to the example in that paper, so in the example they have written V. Just V.
No, V is not enough. VOL must and should be written.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Any other questions you have?
Can you repeat?
Sinduri, when you're writing online, don't, now here again, the mistake is Kirkham 2017. Next, you have gone to the journal name. Yes?
Yes.
You have to write a look at advanced learners, the article name.
Okay, ma'am.
Article name, then you
Then
have
the
to write the Eurocall review, volume 25, Gora, Poland, available online, directly the link. No need the accessed one. It's not mandatory to write accessed.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes,
it's a small request, ma'am, if you can give us the proper format, like how exactly one format
That is where the problem is. It changes from journal to journal.
Oh.
See, when you're writing in hard copy journal, that's why I said, look at the format that is given in this guide of referencing.
Okay.
See here. Now, this is a book when it is single author, how you have to write. This is when you're having 2 to 3 authors. More than 3 or 4 authors, you use etal. Okay. When you have editors, can you see ED? This is the example that you have to follow. The format where it is given, that is the example. Don't write format in your final this one. From here to here only you're going to write. Okay. Next, if you see website, if it's a website, kindly avoid blogs. Do not write any blogs, okay, as references. Use university websites only. Then this way. But here also, because access, why we are not writing is, you may change date. Till your upload, you will be changing your references. So accessing date will change. So that is why we ask you to avoid writing this. You can either write online, the way they have written, or available online and directly put this. Okay. Then journal article. Can you see here research article? How you have to write is this way. Got it? If it is a hard copy, now you have referred to a newspaper online. Okay. So films and DVDs, we are not recommending. Even YouTube, I would not recommend. You can go for these because we are not doing DT. So it will be better to stick on to a journal, a research article, or a standard book. Okay. Or university website. Remember, university website is allowed. Yes.
Okay. But what about when caps, ma'am? In few of the cases, we saw that authors' names are in caps.
Author's name can be caps, or the first letter can be caps and the remaining can be small letter. These are not mandatory things.
Okay.
If you want to write in caps, yes, you can write in caps. It's not an issue. The format is more important.
Okay.
You cannot change the position of the year, position of the volume. Okay, that cannot be changed. Okay. Heading need not be like what I said, sentence case, but generally we write it in sentence case. That's how it is.
And what about, suppose we are quoting that authors, so author's name and then the year in bracket and says that, and then we don't quote it rather than
Quote,
we
yes,
just,
yes.
okay.
As petty quotes, bracket after petty write the year, okay, and then write this quote, okay. But when you're referencing, you will write G petty, bracket the year, book that you have taken it, and the place and the publisher.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Can we have a quick break and come back?
Ma'am,
No.
can you check mine once I have edited it again?
I'll check. I'll check. Those who want to take a break can go and come. Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Please do copy paste and keep it safely because these are the references that you will be using the same style when you're submitting your assignment. And I will not be verifying your assignment if references are not given. Okay. Yeah. Now, your Aarti, you have written online. Where is it? Moreover, your year has to come after the author's Aarti. Aarti, you're there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. After Carl Hendrik Robin Macpherson, year, what does this classroom look like? Okay. I didn't understand this. Oliver, is it the publisher?
No, ma'am.
No, it has to be publisher here. Place and publisher.
Okay.
Okay, if it's a book, right?
Ma'am, once check mine now, Chaitanya.
Okay.
Your guide.
Okay, Cambridge Assessment 2000. Yes, correct. This is correct.
Thank you.
Yeah. There you can go for a break and come back. Then we'll.
All three of you don't want to go for a break? Just take a quick break and then come back.
Okay, can we start? Can we start? Okay. I'll share one more document with all of you. Okay. So that you can just check on the referencing. This is with examples.
Ma'am, I have a
Yes.
small doubt.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yes,
these
please.
links can be added to the end or somewhere in the middle, like whenever I have refer online, can I add it there only or towards the end?
No, it will be better you can add it towards the end.
End, okay. Okay, ma'am. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, not the reason is, see, one thing is your word count is very, very important.
Yeah.
If it is less, that it's not going to be evaluated. One. If it is going to cross more than 10% to whatever is the limit, they will be checking up to that and they will leave the rest.
Okay.
So unnecessarily, you will face an issue when you have added extra words there. That is the reason we tell that restrict all your links towards the end.
Okay.
Okay. This is one you can download and keep, which has all the references with examples. Okay. The format and the examples, which can be a ready reckoner for you. Okay.
Ma'am, we can upload this in FIS also.
Yes, yes, we can.
Sai, just check if this can be uploaded, Sai. I'm sharing it with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Can be uploaded. Now
Put
just
it in
I
a
got
group,
it.
Shilpa.
Yes, yes.
So any questions on referencing still? Try and practice, okay, whatever book you get, journal you get, okay, or any article that you see online, start practicing so that no, you will have a complete idea of how to go about doing the referencing. Otherwise, when you're writing your final assignment, you will be confused on how exactly to go about doing the referencing. And kindly do not use a referencing generator, citation generator, or a referencing generator, because each website follows a different model. And no, unnecessarily you will land in trouble. Okay. So please do not do that. You can use your own this one. Yes. Yes, Sinduri, this is right. And available online, it's you can put it in bracket. Okay. Yeah. So now just let us look at some samples. Now this is the continuation of this we'll be doing in the next class. But I would like you to answer what category does this assignment or this writing belongs to.
Ma'am, I have a question, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, as we are doing this referral writing, ma'am, how is it important or useful for us, ma'am?
Tomorrow you want to write a reference paper, you will have to write. You know that there are websites which allow you to experiment and write. So further on also, when you are writing for the higher, like for diploma or for moving forward for any action research paper as your CBSE, like CBSE is also now giving guidelines into that. There also you will have to follow the referencing methods. Okay. Now, another important thing is, see, how many of you teach chemistry or anything? We have heard of IUPAC, isn't it? What is IUPAC? International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry. They frame certain rules for naming compounds. Yes? Why is it so important that we have to follow those rules?
Because it is uniformly applied across the world so that everybody
Worldwide accepted.
got clarity.
Yeah. So the same thing happens with your referencing also. Once we follow the pattern, for them also to go back and refer, it becomes very easy. That's the reason we are using these referencing style. Okay. However, CBSE uses APAC. Okay, APAC model. But it's more or less the same. Only thing, here will be front, here will be back. That's the only difference it makes. Okay. Yeah. So can you tell me you need not tell me, please answer it in your chat box. Question number 1, what category does this belong to? I'll not reveal the answers now. You can note it in your book and together you can give me the answer. But which one you like? You want to answer now? What happened? All of you are silent. Why is that suddenly all of you are on mute? Too heavy today? Yes, too heavy today.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So, yes. Yeah.
Share the question, ma'am.
I'm sharing the question. I would like you to remember this for the next week also, because next week I'll not be sharing this. We will be moving into assessment criteria. So before that, just, yes. Got the question, answer? Your guesses only, don't worry, it's not right or wrong. Okay. This is the second one. Got it? Okay. Third. Done. Okay. Now please share your answers 1, 2, and 3. A, B, or C. 1, what is the option? 2, what is the options? 3, what is the option?
We will post.
Yeah, please post it in the chat box. Okay. Please put together, Saujanya, put together. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. 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 Others, please. Or you can take a guessing game. It's nothing like no hard and fast that we have to be correct this time. Garima. No, Garima, this is an Cambridge submission. Okay, it's a submission. It's not a research paper. It's an academic writing submission. Okay. That's it. Most of them have given. Okay. So now we will look at the answers. In this particular one, the candidate has written about their experiences. Reflective writing is present. Okay. There is analysis also, because you can see as understanding each child's prior knowledge is key, used to build, grow, but it is more general. Okay. It is not the critical analysis is there, but critical evaluation is absent, and there is no theoretical underpinning. Okay. So this is a fail assignment. Okay. Please understand, this becomes a fail assignment. Here, you can see there is relation to the theory. The theory is connected with what the candidate has done. Okay. They given clear example of all the different theoretical underpinnings. The two underpinnings are taken, connected with the theory, and how that is utilized in the class also is mentioned. So there is a critical evaluation, analysis. Okay. Theoretical underpinnings are mentioned. So this becomes a distinction category writing. Got it? Third one. There is mention towards the theories, behaviorism, constructivism. Okay. There is in-text citation also. There is some amount of reflective writing happening. Okay. But critical evaluation as per the Cambridge examiner is not happening. They have given like about behaviorism, but behaviorism is clearly mentioned there. About constructivism, though it is mentioned, it is not elaborated in the writing. Can you see that? So this becomes a pass assignment. Okay. Now you understand how your academic writing must be. Now, academic writing along with in-text referring is a must. Clear? Any questions that you have here?
Ma'am, can you repeat again, ma'am? Voice was breaking a little. Second one, distinction one, just I want to know that how we can write it basically.
In distinction one, there is theoretical underpinning. Can you see that theory of social constructivism? What is that they are relating? Children tend to learn faster and retain concepts for longer time when they relate learning to the real life. This is the theory part of it. Where was it? Citation is given as per Vygotsky, 1978. How is it related? For example, to teach an abstract concept of importance of values in our life, I used, now again she has brought in a theory. Cole's experiential model, I took my learners to school garden, showed them tree roots. They observed and discussed the importance of roots and discovered just as roots help trees to connect to soil, similarly values help us to stay connected to our beliefs, families and culture. Now there is theory. Yes. What part of theory the teacher is linking to her practice is also clear, and she has given clear reference also. So this becomes a distinction writing. Clear? And as far as your references are concerned, please make a note. Per 100 words, one reference must and should be there. Don't overdo your reference. Don't undermine your reference. Okay. That is, when you're writing for 400 words, minimum is four references, maximum is 6. Okay. Minimum is 4, maximum is 6. Clear? References must and should be there, and all your references must be cited in text also. In text also, citation must and should be given. Okay. So when you're like last week, you were asking how should we make our journal entry when we are looking through different sources. When you're writing in your reflective journal or your notes, it's not only for your reflection. Remember, your journal is also for your notes. So make references there itself. Okay, which book you have referred, which page number you have referred. Remember, you will not be able to go back and refer. That is why I'm asking you to write which book, which page number, then and there. Okay. As you collect your notes, mark your references also. Do not wait till the end to write your references when you're writing your evidence of learning and evidence of reflection. When you start in your Word document to write your learning, evidence of learning itself, leave one page, start writing your references also. Okay. Key phrases that you would like to make it as quotes, which you would like, with like some interesting words you have got, you would like to mention it as quotes. Mark the page number and make a note somewhere in your referencing. You need not use the pattern, but at least make a note of where you have taken that quote from and what is that quote, so that you can recap it easily and make it as a proper reference. Yes. Any questions till now? Any questions? In long and short phrases, quotes, anywhere, any questions you have? Because remember, referencing, even though you may not find it that interesting, it is a mandatory part of your assignment or your article. Okay. Once you have completed this course also, you can start working on your classroom atmosphere, how learning happens, and you can start writing articles and you can start publishing it. There are websites which take freelance writers, research writers, and the articles are published after peer review. Okay. So referencing is a very important aspect. And as far as quotes are concerned, do not overdo it. Okay. See that as they have rightly stated, 5 to 6 words. You can also take some simple words. For example, there is a word by name reciprocal teaching. You like that word. You can use only that word. Put it in quotes, mention who has told about it. Okay. You need not use the entire block of sentences as quotes. Yes. And to the maximum extent, reflect a lot. And if you start practicing now, it will become easy for your reflection. Okay. So this coming week, your homework will be on observe a peer's class. Observe a peer's class. Please do this because otherwise you're going to find it very difficult. Okay. You will not be able to relate. That is the reason I'm saying. Observe a peer's class. Write notes on why was the class interesting? What type of interaction happened in the class? Why do you think that interaction was effective? Can this interaction be more effective? How do you think it can be made more effective? You discuss with the peer and write. Okay. You need not share this observation with anyone. Okay. This is just for your practice of writing reflection and make it as an academic writing. Try to make it your reflection as an academic writing. Okay. You can also go through, I've already shared the peer observation link, getting started with guide. You can check. Now, there is a difference that we had asked. Okay. I just want you to go back to the link that I have shared on this, the peer observation. Can you tell me what is the difference between peer observation and mentoring? We have already seen through mentoring, isn't it? Can you just tell me the difference between peer observation and mentoring? I've shared you the link in the chat box. You can just look at it and tell me what is the difference that you find between peer observation and mentoring. Yes, peer observation and mentoring. Just go through the document and you can just. Yes, anyone can tell me what is peer observation. You'll be doing in your schools, right? Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah. Yes, Alicia.
Shall I
Yes,
say,
sir.
ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. So, in my point, peer observation is nothing but with our peers, with our colleagues and all. If I have to visit the same department or the other department, if I have to give some feedback and all, it will work out in that way. Whereas mentoring, ma'am.
Yes,
Whereas
yes.
mentoring, they'll give the feedback in the orderly manner. They will maybe they will advise us. They will not give what we have to do exactly, but they will advise us what actually we have to change.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes,
That is my
Neelam.
take.
Yeah, I'll come back to that. Yes,
Yes,
Neelam.
ma'am, peer observation means the feedback which is given after observation is our peer and it is up to us and we can discuss like whether what the peer has told it is justified, not
Yes.
justified and all. But when it comes to mentor, we take mentor as our guide and we would like to implement whatever the mentor has told. Of course, we can discuss, but the experienced feedback is what a mentor will give, guiding us through every step. But peer is just like our open discussion, what can be done, what cannot be done. It's more like a brainstorming type of thing.
Yes, that's the exact point. Yes, Kushi. Neelam
So
gave
peer
a very
observation is
valid
like
point. Yes.
observing each other to provide feedback and share ideas. And like when
Hmm.
mentoring is like a structured relationship, like where the experienced teachers support and guide us.
Very true.
Rather
Very
like
true.
less experienced colleagues we have, but in the mentoring, it is like experienced teachers, structured feedback.
Yeah. Yes, Preeti ma'am.
Ma'am, the same thing, like when we talk about peer observation, it is the learning which is happening from both the ends, ma'am. So
Yeah.
where we both learn from each other and then implement our, the instructions or the particular observations which have been given to us. And when we are talking about mentoring, it is more from an experienced guide that we are getting the observations or the feedback, and then we implement based on the particular person's feedback that has been given to us.
Right. Yes, Sharmila.
So, ma'am, peer observation is from our colleagues, like, and they will give idea on like how the teaching can be done, delivery of the plans and all the thing. Whereas mentors, it would be more of professional growth and it would may also help us in the career growth as well as what I felt. And
Okay.
it is proper guided one, and moreover in peer observation it can be reciprocate, we can reciprocate and we can observe and we can give back. But again, whereas in mentoring I felt it can be the guided one from the experienced our hierarchy. That's what I.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes, Saujanya.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, most of my points, Preeti ma'am said that, but still I'll just go ahead. The peer observation and mentoring both the professional development practices, but they differ. Whereas the peer observation primarily focused on mutual observation and feedback.
Very
It is
true.
intended to
Yes.
help educators reflect on teaching practices by observing each other and being observed in return as well. Whereas the
Yes.
mentoring is designed to support the professional growth of a less experienced individual made with the mentee by pairing them with more experienced mentor. So
Very
the mentor guides, advises, helps the mentee navigate their career or through develop the specific skills.
Very true. So mentoring is about an experienced colleague coming to your class and observing. Peer observation is you going and observing another colleague, okay, in order to learn something or provide a feedback. And you will have both equals brainstorming during peer observation, but during mentoring, you will be on the recipient's edge. Yes, Sindhuri.
Yes, ma'am. I want to add on that a mentor is that who will be giving a constructive feedback and make us what peer observer will be just discussing what we have to we have to improve in our teaching practices. But whereas mentoring will be done in a structured format and it will be a constructive feedback, like after once it was discussed and what improvements we are showing up again. So it would be a continuous process where a mentor can help us in.
Definitely, yeah. Yes, Tehseen ma'am. We'll stop with Tehseen ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Peer observation, it mainly focuses on teaching skills, while mentoring focuses on overall professional growth. And also it is peer observation is just often a one-time event. Maybe one of our colleague will come to the class and just for a particular class she will observe and she'll give her feedback, while mentoring is an ongoing process. And also peer observation focuses on specific teaching skills and covers a narrow range, you can say, whereas mentoring covers a broader range of topics.
Okay, yeah. Yes. So when we are talking of mentoring, mentoring can be about anything. Peer observation, you can have some specific discussions with your peer about your, and it is more free because you're talking with your peer. You can always be open with your weakness, and actually that will help you grow in a more wider way because you are equal. You discuss about everything with your peer, but with your mentor, it becomes more focused and, as you said, structured in case of the mentoring part of it. So next week, you will be having a peer observation class. Okay. I'm not asking you to discuss with your mentor now. You can have your observations as per the questions that you have. And please do write a reflective writing or an academic writing with references. This is just for your practice. You're not going to submit this anywhere, but just try and write for your own practice so that we can review it again next week. Okay. And I request you to keep your module guide handy next week. Okay. If you want, you can keep a printed out one. Okay. If you're comfortable with online, fine. You can keep the online version. But this module guide is what we will be henceforth going forward with. And the module guide, every word of the module guide is very important when you're writing your assignments. Okay. So next week onwards, we will be focusing completely. We will be shifting into our module guide. Okay. That will be again shared with you. If you do not have it, don't worry. It will be shared with you this week so that you can keep it handy. Yes. Any queries or questions, please do ask. Otherwise, we can call it a day. Any questions or feedback that you have?
Ma'am, in academic writing for 100 words, minimum 4 references we have to give, ma'am. For
no,
800 words,
one reference.
100 words, 1 reference.
400 is
400 words.
Minimum 4 references or maximum 6. That's what I said. Okay, because you start with evidence of reflection with 400 words.
400 words, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other queries anyone has? Shilpa has shared the Google form in the chat box. You can fill your feedback. Please do submit your feedback also. Please understand all these marks, like your performance also will be accumulated. Yes, I think already that details were given to you. But as far as feedback is concerned, no, there is very less amount of feedback that is being received. So please ensure that you're submitting your feedback. Yeah, any queries? If no queries, yeah, yes.
I'm Sharmila here. Actually, I have
Yes.
submitted my work on first and third week that what is being given because I missed this.
And now I'm just collecting the work, Sharmila. I'm not going into it because based on your unit 2, I will be looking back. See, my indication will be only with your weakness and your threats. So once your units are submitted, I'll refer back and I will tell you.
All right.
Okay. Now these are all for your own practice. That's it. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions?
Anything to discuss? Any questions?
Ma'am,
Yes, yes, Sinduri.
ma'am, you asked us to write the notes for the peer observation, right? So that should be completely presented in the past tense only, right?
Now that is, yes, if we are writing it as reflection, it has to be in the past tense.
Yes, ma'am.
Good application of what is learned, Sinduri. That's nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Sir, you would like to speak something?
No, nothing important, madam.
Yes, sir.
That is, as per the schedule and assignments, everything is in ongoing process. Is it a right way, madam?
Sir?
As per the schedule, ma'am, are we going as per the schedule? So
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes.
So that's whoever the learners are there, those are all, it is 100% they are participating in the activity.
Yes, sir. I would
Some of
say
the people
100%.
they are
Yeah.
not. What I observing it is, and some of the people they are not in proactive, madam. Few people they are repeatedly they are asking the questions and doubts. But speed people it doesn't observe.
How it starts is, sir, first all will be active, sir. In the middle, when the session becomes heavy, I can see that there is a reduction. Today, there was more reduction because I can understand when it came to referencing, there was heaviness that even I felt.
But then this is very important for us to all understand, ma'am, how it needs to be done when we
Yes.
write our assignments.
And my observation and my important point, what I would like to mention over here, madam, all of my mentors, whatever you are learning this process, entire the course PDQ, either digital technology or teaching and learning process, in a regular basis, you need to implement what are the practices you are learning here. That is, you need to implement in a classroom. That more impactful rather than your learning over here. So, and moreover, that is very, very useful for your submitting at the time of submitting of your assessments, assignments. More connectivity, it will be reflected. What I observe out of these 5 batches of those candidates, this is clear indication that is practical implementation is more important rather than it is in classes attending or observing all those things. This is my major request to all of you. Please do that practice, madam. Even including some of the principals also there. Whatever they got an opportunity, one class also, you please utilize for the time to implement whatever in the Cambridge practices and for the PDQ. Thank you very much, madam.
Yes, sir, rightly said. Your reflection will become easy if you're practicing in class. It will be very easy because now initially you will be only reflecting on the surface level. But as you go on doing it every day, you will start reflecting in depth. And you will exactly know when a child is not listening. Now, today, know how I was able to understand that you are finding it heavy. You will also in your classes, tell that. I can understand you're feeling heavy. Okay. No. And please take it from me, referencing as and when you have doubts. And I would sincerely request you, do not go for things that you are confused about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't use any references that you are not confident
Yeah,
about.
confident about
You
it.
look for standard references, books. Okay. You don't get books, please ask, because whatever like we share, now I'm thinking of minimizing it. But after this course ends, I will try and give the repository to ma'am so that you can use the books, whatever you need. Because during the week's time, I know you will not get lot of time to read the total this one. But once it is done, we will try and share the repository with you so that you can start referring more and more. Okay. Yeah. Please do share your feedback. Don't forget that.
Good learning today then. Good learning to reflect back also, I guess, today, right?
Yeah. No, now onwards, it will be a little bit on the higher
Yes.
rate.
Yes.
Okay. So
This
you
is
will have to start
the actual battle began, kinds.
You will have to start thinking critical.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's more connected to your assignments. From this session onwards, it will be more connected to your assignment. So if in case you're disconnected, you will find it very difficult while you're writing your ULs and URs. So Harvard referencing is one thing where, it looks easy, but you need to apply your, skill and then make sure the referencing part is done very carefully, because people take it very easy, but the examiner has repeatedly commented on this fact that most of the candidates are not using the Harvard referencing style. So it becomes very difficult for the PLs also to, while reviewing the assignments, to repeatedly correct and then rewrite the Harvard referencing style. So I'm sure you'll all take care and then get benefited from this session. So good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
Thank